10 signs you might be a natural snoring machine. Now, there are a few things in this life that are more precious than sleep. It is one of the most important parts of our daily routine, as it is when both our body and our minds are allowed to rest. That is when they repair themselves from the savage wear and tear of everyday life. For some people, a good night of sleep is the only way that they can make it through the day. Now, you might be taking that sleep from your loved ones, so here are 10 signs that you might be a natural snoring machine. But before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With this being said, let's begin. Number 10. Obstructed airways. Your airways are the routes that air travels in and out of your body. In a healthy, non-snoring body, these airways will remain free of obstruction, which means no snoring. If these airways are obstructed, however, your breathing will be more of a struggle for your body in the hours that you do sleep. This struggle often results in the air making noise when it is being pulled in and pushed out of your body. The noise is called snoring, and it can really affect the people around you, not to mention change the amount and quality of sleep that you get yourself. Airway obstruction is a blockage of respiration in the airway. This obstruction may be broadly classified as being in either the upper airway or the lower airway, and it can be caused by a whole host of things. There are some invasive and non-invasive techniques that can have a positive on this condition, but it all depends on the original cause of the blockage. Number 9. Continual night awakenings. Usually sleep lasts the whole night, and a good 8 hours is apparently what the doctor ordered. Those people that think there is a chance that they might be a natural snoring machine might be unfortunate enough to have continual night awakenings as part of the reason that they think so. These people are not the lucky ones who sleep the whole night through. These are the ones who wake up time and time again. This pattern of behavior in your sleep might be caused by various factors, from stress to your diet. It is also one of the main signs that you may be suffering from sleep apnea. Or, in other words, you might be a natural snoring machine. When you snore at night while you sleep, the volume can sometimes be so loud that you wake yourself up. If it isn't the noise, then it can also be what causes the noise, the blockage or the struggle for the air to pass in and out. Continual night awakenings can also be caused by a complete lack of air intake, which is the occasional occurrence of your struggle for air being cut short because of the blockage in your airway. Number 8. Always feeling exhausted. Now, in the fast-paced and manic world in which we live, there are few things that a person will find more debilitating than a constant feeling of exhaustion. While there can again be a wide variety of reasons why the person might feel exhausted all the time, it is a very real symptom of having severe sleep problems. Low oxygen levels can initiate the widening of blood vessels and can cause vascular headaches. Along with excessive drowsiness during the daytime, these headaches are usually the symptoms that sleep apnea sufferers complain the most about, and they may not even be aware that they also have the other symptoms, which include snoring and breaks in breathing. This is why an excessive feeling of exhaustion should not only be taken seriously, but might also be a sign that you snore excessively at night while you sleep. Constantly feeling this way can have a dramatic effect on your work ethic and the amount of happiness that you feel as well. Chronic fatigue, as it is otherwise known, is, believe it or not, one of the most common signs of sleep apnea. Number 7. Night sweats. Because a good night's sleep is so often needed to handle the stresses of the day, the occurrence of night sweats can mess everything up. Have you ever woken up dripping in sweat and felt like you just ran a marathon? Well, it could be because you had a nightmare about forgetting to subscribe to our video channel. Or it could be something more serious altogether, like sleep apnea. There are a number of reasons why these severe snoring problems can cause the occurrence of night sweats. One of the main reasons is that your body is forced to go into hyperdrive each time you stop breathing. It can also be the case that your body is fighting for air due to your unconscious sleep behavior. Another reason that your night full of snoring and breathing struggles can cause you to suffer night sweats is because of the lack of breath, and therefore lack of oxygen causes your body to enter a fight or flight panic mode. This mode requires much more of the body, and so when you wake up, you find yourself covered in sweat. Number 6. Frequently going to the bathroom at night. Now, there are few things that can stop a good night's sleep like having to constantly go to the bathroom at night. Not only does this get you out of bed, but it also really requires you to wake up that little bit more in order to find your way to the bathroom and back. So what does this have to do with you being a natural snoring machine? Well, it has a lot to do with it. In fact, as you see, one of the main causes of constantly having to urinate during the nighttime is sleep apnea. There are other causes, and some of those can be quite serious in fact, but amongst them is sleep apnea. There is a term for constantly having to urinate during the night, and it is nocturia. Nocturia may be a sign of sleep apnea. Most people can get through a whole 7 or 8 hours of sleep without having to go to the bathroom. But some of those unfortunate natural snoring machines may have to relieve themselves 5 or even 6 times during the night, getting up each time to do so. Sounds pretty exhausting to myself. Now, researchers believe that this constant need to urinate is caused by a disruption in the circadian rhythm, which regulates your sleep patterns. Basically, the more times that you wake up gasping for breath due to your snoring, the more times that you need to use the bathroom. Number 5. Morning headaches. If a good night of sleep is what you need, then being a natural snoring machine is definitely what you do not want. Unfortunately, this is not a thing we can choose to be, and some people are stuck with the snoring as well as the long list of side effects that are caused by it. One such side effect is the horrible occurrence of the morning headache. If you wake up with a headache on a daily basis or anywhere near that regularly, then you may be suffering from sleep apnea. Usually, these morning headaches are the worst kind, deep, painful, and throbbing. The reason that you are suffering from these headaches is because there is an excess amount of carbon dioxide in your bloodstream, which is ultimately the result of decrease in oxygen. This excess carbon dioxide can become trapped in the blood vessels around your head, and this is what causes the headaches in the morning. This type of headache tends to occur on both sides of the head as opposed to just one. Careful though, as morning headaches are also a sign that you may be pregnant. Number 4. Waking up with a dry mouth or sore throat. Now, waking up in the morning should be a beautiful and calming thing. You would like to wake in the morning feeling refreshed after a great night of sleep. Natural snoring machines, however, do not have it so easy. The damage that is caused to your respiratory tract by your nighttime sleep problems can have other effects as well. All of that struggling for breath and snoring can result in you waking up with an extremely dry mouth and a sore throat. If you spend the night snoring, then you will obviously be spending the night with your mouth open, allowing all the moisture from your mouth and throat to escape. And this can cause you to have a dry mouth and a very sore throat when you wake up in the morning. Number 3. Diabetes. Okay, so you may realize that there are some serious health risks involved with being a natural snoring machine. Now, you may not realize, however, that diabetes is one of them. Research shows that there is a direct link between sleep apnea and type 2 diabetes. Studies have shown that nearly 50% of people with diabetes also have sleep apnea. One of the main reasons why diabetes is so prevalent is because sleep apnea can cause severe disruptions in your blood sugar levels. In fact, sleep apnea and diabetes are more connected than any other medical condition that obstructive sleep disorder can cause. This is because the less sleep that you get, the less glucose your body is able to process. That is why if you have diabetes, then there is a good chance that you have sleep apnea. And if you have sleep apnea, then there's a good chance that you may have diabetes. And if you are a natural snoring machine, then there is a good chance that you may well be unlucky enough to have both. Number 2. Obesity. There is no doubt about it. At the moment, the rate of obesity is at an all-time high. About 65% of Americans are overweight or obese. But what has obesity got to do with being a natural snoring machine? Well, this rise in obesity has also seemingly caused a rise in sleep apnea. The reason for this is believed to be that the heavier someone is, the bigger their neck is. This could make all the problems surrounding breathing far worse. Researchers stress that while you do not need to be obese in order to have sleep apnea or to be a natural snoring machine, but state that if you are obese, then there is a far more likely chance for you to be suffering from sleep apnea. Number 1. Excessive and persistent snoring. So here we have it. Number 1 on the list is excessive and persistent snoring. If you have a feeling that your snoring wakes your loved ones and neighbors, then you might be a natural snoring machine. Excessive snoring at intolerable levels is usually the first sign of sleep apnea. While snoring can sometimes just be the end of a relationship or at the very least the start of an epic argument, there are reasons for it to be happening. Some of these reasons are, believe it or not, beyond your control. Snoring is the result of an obstruction in the respiratory tract, which is basically what sleep apnea is. So, the first question that doctors will ask you is if you snore or not. So you better leave that answer to your other half if you don't want to get into any more trouble. This type of loud snoring on a regular basis can lead to heart conditions, or even stroke or heart attacks. So see these symptoms as more of an alarm that you should go and see your doctor for a checkup. Attention Daily Top Teners! We have breaking news. A new channel alert. The most entertaining channel on YouTube is finally here, and they are giving away free iPhone 10s. All you have to do is subscribe to come along to win. It's full of super exciting cool facts, riddles, life hacks, and mysteries to keep you entertained. But don't take my word for it. Click on the screen now to see the latest video, or click the round yellow sun looking button and subscribe now. Link is also in the description. See you all there.